Long before neural networks, mathematicians had a problem. A population grows exponentially, faster and faster, racing toward infinity, but nothing grows forever. Food and space run out, so there has to be a ceiling. And when you force that runaway exponential to respect a ceiling, the curve starts fast, bends over, then levels off. That is the logistic curve, described by Verhulst in 1838. That is the sigmoid. A century later, early neurons used a hard cliff. Below a threshold, output 0. Above it, output 1. But a cliff is flat, then it jumps. It has no slope. And without a slope, a network has no idea which way to adjust its weights. It cannot learn. So the fix was geometric. Round the cliff into a smooth ramp. Now every point has a gentle slope to follow. Inside a neuron, it works like this. The neuron adds up its inputs into a score, and the sigmoid turns that score into a firing strength. Strongly negative, and the output falls near 0. The neuron stays quiet, strongly positive, and it climbs near 1. It fires fully. Right in the middle, it sits at an even 0.5, born to cap a growth curve, kept for its smooth, learnable slope. The sigmoid is smooth, but how steep is it? Let us find out with pure geometry. Pick any point on the curve. Below it there is a height, and that height is the output itself, sigma. Above it there is a gap up to the ceiling, and that gap is 1 minus sigma. 2 lengths at every point. Now take those 2 lengths and put them at right angles. The height becomes the width of a rectangle, the gap becomes its height, and its area is sigma times 1 minus sigma. Watch as we slide the point along. Far to the left, the height is tiny, so the rectangle is a thin sliver with almost no area. Far to the right, the gap is tiny, so again, a sliver. But in the middle, height and gap are balanced. The rectangle becomes a square, and the area is at its largest. Now look at the tangent line. It is flat where the rectangle is a sliver, and steepest exactly where it is a square. The area and the steepness rise and fall together. They are the same thing. That area is the slope. So sigma prime of x equals sigma times 1 minus sigma. Height times gap. The slope is just an area. Let us put it together. The sigmoid takes any number and squashes it into the range 0 to 1. It came from 2 ideas, a growth curve capped by a ceiling and a hard cliff rounded into a smooth slope so a network could learn from it. And its slope is simply height times gap, sigma times 1 minus sigma. But notice something. At its very best, right at the center, that slope only reaches 0.25. And out in the tails it collapses to nearly nothing. The neuron saturates and stops learning. Here is why that hurts. In a deep network, gradients travel backwards, and at every layer they get multiplied by that slope. Multiply by 0.25 once, and a quarter is left. Twice, a 16th. A few more layers, and the signal is gone. The gradient dies before it reaches the early layers. That is the vanishing gradient problem. So where does sigmoid still shine? At the final layer, where you want a clean probability or a simple yes or no, it is perfect. But deep in the hidden layers, it chokes learning, and that is exactly why ReLU took over. A smooth switch, born from a growth curve. Perfect at the end, fragile in the middle.